I'm going to start today's video by mentioning how much I really appreciate everyone who's joined our different membership levels. For those of you who don't know, we actually have memberships. If you feel like you're learning from this channel and you want to throw us a few bucks, there's the Questionable Color group, and you guys can join that. And it's $3 a month. And if you want some more behind-the-scenes footage and general zaniness from me for $5 a month, you can join the Environmental Damage Gang. Videos like these, and also our ability to send things in to get graded, is partially because of your support. And of course, you can always support just by liking and sharing. Hey guys, this has been the Coin Geek, and as always, we have some coins to look at. And the reason I'm bringing these to you is this was a group of coins that was a little bit unusual because they were all together in one spot, and it was from a little old lady. It was not from an old coin collection per se. Like sometimes you get stuff in and it's all in albums and toned over, and you know, it's just sometimes when you're in this industry, there's a difference for you based on the viewpoint of where you get things from, and it influences your thought process. It influences your opinion, your viewpoint, and it can be misleading. It can definitely be misleading. And so the reason I'm showing them to you is because typically these are coins that I would not send in to get certified because, in my opinion, these are all artificially toned. Now, we don't have a lot of good examples of artificial toning, generally speaking, that come in the door, but I've been to coin shows where you go to a certain dealer's table and every last one of his coins looks like this. It'll be his 1801 dollar, it'll be his 1964 Kennedys, and they all have the exact same color to them. So the only thing in here that's really interested in me is, we're going to take a closer look at this in a second, is if I had seen just this coin by itself, because it just has the blues and teals, I don't know that I would have called it artificial toning. But this whole dark blue burgundy coloration pattern that you see, this is to me stuff that is artificial. Also, that big white spot on front of her nose also is something that can indicate liquid. Sometimes when you see spots on a coin, it indicates that there's been liquid involved somewhere. So interestingly enough, these coins look a ton like the example that NGC gives to educate on artificial toning. Not really education per se, but the example that they show for artificial toning, you look at the color combination here and it looks similar. And it's interesting because what they say here is that, of course, that it's hard to necessarily pinpoint. There's a famous saying by a judge once about certain objectionable things. We got kids watching, so I won't go all the way down the road, but he said, I'll know it when I see it. And actual artificial toning is like that. It's can be kind of hard to pinpoint sometimes. But once you see it and get used to it, you know what it looks like. So these are coins that I would not normally get certified because I would just tell people they're artificially toned. I'm going to send some in, maybe 3 or 4 of them, and just so we can have the test. And once again, thank you to everyone who supports the channel just by liking and sharing, but also by joining either the Questionable Color or the Environmental Damage group. You know, the education process here goes on because you guys support the channel. So when we get into these dark tones, to me, this is environmental damage. Yes. Questionable color, yes. Artificial toning, yes. And it's hard to describe. You know, sometimes guys say, well, it looks like the toning is sitting on top of the coin. Let me grab a couple things here to compare with that have some natural toning, and maybe that'll help. First, there's a lot of toning that just has that gray look to it, like this Barber Dime. Pretty easy to spot as natural toning, not always considered attractive. And a part of the interesting part is just looking at maybe the way the colors interact or don't interact. Let's find something a little more vibrant to compare it to. Let's go ahead and look at this Roosevelt Dime. And even the darker colors have kind of a bright look to them, if that makes sense. So here we've got some of those blues and yellows and purples, but the luster really still shines through, if you will. And I think that's a part of what it is. For the natural toning, it is such a gentle, thin layer that is on the surface of the coin that allows the coin to still be bright. And you get some of these darker tones, and it looks like the color is sitting on top of the coin. Like it looks like somebody took a paintbrush and ran it over the top. I got one more toned coin with some heavy toning on it, another Roosevelt Dime. And it would be good if we had a real easy way to describe or show or share how these coins tone over. There you go. That's not going to help you a whole lot. That just has a dark tone on the back on that one. But as I'm looking at it, I'm just trying to find a way to describe. But even, like I said, with the NGC description, it's like, well, you just have to know what it looks like. And that's not always very helpful. But I think that generally, the more that you can look at coins like these, the more you can understand that when you see this look, you're looking at coins that have been artificially toned. So I'm going to send these guys in, and eventually we'll have some results for you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.